Welcome back to The Explainer, where we take on big tech topics and make them simple.
Today we're jumping into part 7 of our deep dive into the RFI Detectives report, and this chapter is all about the future of wireless.
So let me just start with a question. What if your Wi-Fi could be faster, and I mean way more reliable, than plugging in an actual Ethernet cable? Well, that's not science fiction anymore. That's the core promise of what we're talking about today, Wi-Fi 7.
All right, let's dive right in. Officially, Wi-Fi 7 goes by the name IEEE 802.11b. Now that's B for Bravo, E for Echo. Definitely not to be confused with the ancient 802.11b standard. Its whole mission is incredibly ambitious, delivering insane speeds and almost non-existent latency for all the crazy applications we're dreaming up.
Now, Wi-Fi 7 is packed with a ton of upgrades, but the report points to one feature that is, without a doubt, the absolute centerpiece, the one thing that truly changes the game.
And that game-changing feature? It's called Multi-Link Operation, or MLO for short. Seriously, if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. Because MLO completely rewrites the rules for how our devices talk to the network.
Okay, so what is it? Think of it like this. Your phone is a car that needs to get across town. Instead of being stuck on one highway, MLO lets your car use 2 or even 3 highways at the exact same time. It can merge their speeds, and if one gets jammed, it instantly shifts over to a clearer lane. That's what MLO does for your data.
And this is the really clever part. MLO isn't just about going faster. It's about being smarter. It combines all those data streams for massive throughput, sure, but it's also constantly checking which link is the best. So your super important data, like for a video call or a game, gets sent down the absolute fastest, cleanest path available in that split second.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly, right? For decades, Wi-Fi has been a single-lane road. You pick a lane, 2.4, 5, or the new 6 GHz band, and you're stuck there. MLO just completely blows that model up. It's a true multi-lane superhighway for your digital life.
And that right there? That's the payoff. Getting latency down below 2 milliseconds is basically the holy grail for wireless. This is what unlocks things we've only dreamed of. Truly immersive, wire-free VR. Cloud gaming that feels instantaneous, and the kind of rock-solid reliability you need for things like industrial robots.
Okay, so MLO is the brains of the operation, the smarts. But to really build that superhighway, Wi-Fi 7 also brings some serious muscle to the table.
First up, it literally doubles the maximum channel width from 160 to a massive 320 MHz. You can think of this as doubling the number of lanes on each of those data highways. And the best part? These ultra-wide lanes are only available in the beautiful wide-open 6 GHz band, where there's way less interference.
Next, we get a much denser way to encode data, something called 4096 QAM. All you really need to know is that it's a clever way to pack about 20% more data into every single radio wave. It's like finding a way to fit more information onto the same truck, making every trip more efficient.
So, what happens when you combine the smarts of MLO, those super wide 320 MHz channels, the denser data packing of 4096 QAM, and you double the number of antennas? Well, you get a theoretical top speed of over 46 gigabits per second. That's just ridiculously fast.
And if you just want to see it all laid out, check out this table. Look at the jump from Wi-Fi 6 to Wi-Fi 7. It's a huge leap forward on every single front. The channel width, the modulation, the number of streams. This isn't just a small step, it's a massive generational upgrade.
But look, all this incredible speed and low latency means absolutely nothing if it isn't secure, right? So how does Wi-Fi 7 protect all this data that's flying through the air?
Well, the great news is Wi-Fi 7 isn't starting from scratch here. It makes the entire robust WPA3 security suite mandatory right from the get-go. This means it's secure by default, protecting you from nasty stuff like hackers trying to guess your password offline, or those annoying attacks that just kick you off the network for no reason.
But you know, the tech world never sleeps, and the industry is already looking ahead to the next big threat on the horizon: quantum computers that could one day be powerful enough to break the encryption we use today. And that is a very real long-term challenge.
So the key takeaway here isn't that Wi-Fi 7 has magically solved quantum computing today, because it hasn't. The real story, and what the source material highlights, is this idea of cryptographic agility. It's about building our networks to be flexible, so we can easily swap in new quantum-resistant security standards as soon as they're ready.
So when you put it all together, it's pretty clear that Wi-Fi 7 isn't just another small update. It's a fundamental change, a technology that promises a wireless connection that's as fast and just as dependable as plugging in a cord. And that leaves us with one really exciting question to think about. Now that the network can do all this, what are we going to build with it?